What's good, Ant Man? How you doing? Yes, I am a couple seconds late. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing today? Hopefully, y'all having a good one. We are live in the new hour. We're now live at 7 o'clock. You feel me? And I don't know how this live is gonna go because we're live now at 7. I don't know if people are remember that we doing it at 7. Hopefully, they do remember. Hopefully, people pull up. You know how we do around here. The goal to for the 7 was to do it so we don't have to be up until 10, because 10 for me turned out to be even later for some of y'all in the different parts of the country, and some people's like, I gotta get to bed. All my overseas peeps was like, yo, it's 4 in the morning, can we do it earlier? Hey, I've been thinking about doing it earlier for a little bit, so I'm cool with doing it earlier. Ant-Man, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. um Work was smooth, work was cool. I'm trying to. We're gonna leave the purple and red right now. I'm trying a new thing. We're gonna go live on TikTok at the same time that we live on here. So, oh, so you're from Texas, so you're straight. Yeah, it's a couple of people. Like we got a couple of people in New Zealand. I know Surge is in where is Surge from? Dang. Where's Luca from? Is Luca from Slovenia? Dang, where's Luca? I mean, where's Jokic from? Jokic country. Serbia, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I know Serge is from Serbia. So we got some people from different spots. So if I can make it easier for people, I will. And we also going live on TikTok. You know how we do. I'm really only paying attention to the chat that's for y'all and on the YouTube side. But I figure, hey, if I let people know we live and that the link is in the bio to come to YouTube, they might pull up to the YouTube joint to see the full thing. How y'all enjoying preseason though so far? Soup Master, Ant-Man, how y'all enjoying preseason so far? For me, I'm excited about it. It's actually been pretty good. Um, Speaking of which, look, y'all know we all over the place. Like I already admitted to that. But another reason I say we all over the place is because I'm trying to get everything together in terms of the setup. But y'all know we gotta pull up. You know we gotta pull up my Sixers game. You know I gotta watch my Sixers game. So while we live, I'm gonna have the Sixers game on in the background. Y'all probably won't be able to hear it, but I gotta have the Sixers game on in the background as well. Ain't no way. Ain't no way we don't. A couple of so the main thing I want to talk about tonight is outside of just, I want to hear from you guys and what your thoughts are on the games that's happened so far. I'm still curious if anybody has any, not necessarily a hot take about their team, but just thoughts on their team. Drop them in the chat. That type of stuff is interested in me as well. I wouldn't say I'm stalling right now, but I'm also just trying to get everything together because I'm not used to this. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that real quick, Ant-Man. The Suns losing that game was crazy. I think in the grand scheme of things, is it the end of the world? Probably not. Did it look crazy in the moment? Yes. A couple of, I guess we'll say, bright spots for them was that Mikal Bridges got going early and he looked good. DeAndre Ayton looked good. They got him going early. So if their goal was to just get those guys going and instill some confidence in those guys, then sure, mission accomplished. But if their goal was to come out and win that game, obviously they didn't do that well. The craziest part about it is, at least for me, when it came to that whole Suns situation in that game against the 36ers, I assumed they would have wanted to come out and get a win. I know it's just preseason. I know it's even preseason against a team that you're not even going to play for real. But considering how y'all went out, how bad y'all went out against that game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks, I would have assumed y'all would have wanted to come in with a little more umph, a little more pep in your step. But they said, nah, we don't care about any of that. Boom, this game is currently being telecast. Of course the game is being telecast. Why wouldn't the game be being telecast and I can't watch it on NBA TV? Which means I have to go to my local channel, which I gotta look up because I don't know my local channel. Yeah, I don't know if y'all use the Xfinity app for watching games or watching like just Xfinity in general, like if you have Comcast, but the Xfinity app that's built into phones, I mean, that's built into like the apps for televisions. Is trash. Absolute trash. Like 100% trash. 70. Thunder Productions, you was good. 76ers. Boom, boom. I'm stalling for the half second, give people a chance to pull up. And then 84 people is in this joint on TikTok? Nah, that's crazy. So y'all pull up for the TikToks, but y'all don't be pulling up to the YouTube streams? Nah, that's really wild. That's really, really wild. We about to go live on TikTok more often. I ain't even gonna cap. Because for that many people to be here is crazy to me. NBA basketball. All right. Thunder, can you set up a bot in the Discord? What type of bot you trying to set up in Discord, Thunder? Also, real quick, some couple of other, just housekeeping things before we get started with like all the stuff I wanted to talk about, actual NBA stuff. Y'all know we always trying to update the stream. So we added the little circle for the face last time instead of the box that we had. But now we also even added this little feature here that should work in theory. I don't. Hey, that did work. So now I can pull up people's comments in the stream and you should be able to see your comments pop up in stream. Oh, it's called Pin Cord. It lets people know when you upload. We already have something like that. Thunder, appreciate you though, but we already have something like that that lets people know when we upload. You feel me, Ant-Man? You feel me? This joint kind of fire. We always try to upgrade these streams. Always try to make the viewing experience as good as possible. Y'all know I'm a nerd when it comes to this stuff. So the better we can make it, the better. The more active we can make it, the better. Question from TikTok. Your opinions on the Pelicans real quick. That's funny. Y'all saying Dirk Steve Nash is crazy. Pelicans, I think, are really solid. I'm actually one of the teams I'm the most excited to see outside of my Sixers and maybe the Clippers. I'll probably watch a lot of Pelicans games because I'm really, really excited to see them. Ant-Man says, one thing I noticed that the Lakers still standing around. It's funny that you say that because one of the things I noticed when I was watching the game, and I know it's just the preseason, I know it's nothing to really be too concerned about. We don't want to over exaggerate it. We don't want to overhype it. I don't want to gas it. But I will admit, I did find this moment interesting. This is from their opening game against the Kings. Just watch Russ on this possession alone, man. Just watch Russ. Looking off ball. Easy backdoor cut. Goes right by him. Doesn't even notice this man. Catches up. Boom. Loses the ball. I mean, you would think he's the dude that's going to hop out on shooter here. Nah. And then doesn't box out his man. His man gets the board. I just like, and then blow by. I'm not trying to pick on Russ. Y'all know I don't pick on Russ. Y'all know Russ is my guy. Y'all know Russ has been one of my guys for, shoot, honestly, since he came into the league, Russ has been one of my guys. But it's moments like this and it's things like that. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Ant-Man says that's me when I'm not paying attention on 2K. That's facts. He looked like he was, I mean, obviously he was called ball watching and stuff like that. Is it the end of the world for Russ? Obviously not. Do I want Russ to be better? Of course. Do I think he can be better, though? Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know what a better Russ looks like. Dang. We really going to have to let people know about this new hour. Because normally by now, it'd be people pulling up. Check your phone for 1 second, and that happens. No, that's facts. That's facts. Because it's only 2 in here. Last week, we was lit. This week, it's only 2. Ups and downs of content creation. My boy, it's all right. Another thing that happened in the NBA world that I thought I was honestly like, just finally. I don't know if y'all peeped this. Jimmy Butler finally cut all his them fake extensions off. And he's just back to his regular braids that he had going into the end of last season, which is something that I've been waiting for him and wanting him to do forever now, because them old braids was just not it. Zanjo asked my opinion on the Bulls free agency. What do you mean by free agency? Like their offseason moves? I mean, I think they did the best they could with what they had. They didn't really have the money to do much. I do think the signing of Andre Drummond was great. Y'all needed a better backup center. And I think the signing of Goran Dragic was amazing considering the fact that you're not going to have Lonzo till, honestly, probably All-Star break. And Lance, no, you're not late. We low-key just started. The new time is 7 p.m. Eastern. That's the new time for all the live streams. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here for Hawk Soups Live. And you'll know I'm rocking with y'all because my Sixers are on. That's why I keep looking up, because my Sixers are on. I got the game on. I ain't got no sound on, but my Sixers are on. And actually, it's the first game that Joel and Harden are playing. We're playing against the Cavs. Low-key, it's like a low-key potential playoff matchup, because I think both of these teams are going to have deep playoff runs that could potentially see each other in the playoffs. Hey, Mac Daddy NBA, what's good on TikTok? How you doing? The Real P Shooter on TikTok says, do you think Zion can have a better season than he had last year when he's healthy? Honestly, I don't know how much you get better than 26 on 60%, but I think his defense can be better, and I think he's some better playmaking. In terms of his scoring, I don't know. I don't know how you get better than that, to be honest with you. Maybe the variety of how he scores could improve and stuff like that, but I'm a guy who's all about production. So if you give me 26 all layups on 65%, I don't care if you don't shoot threes, because can't nobody stop you, clearly. But Zanjo says, I think the Sixers won't make the second round. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I don't know. And you could say it's the homer pick, but to me, I got the Sixers going at least to the Eastern Conference Finals. To me, their goal is at least the Eastern Conference Finals. I think James Harden is going to be better. I think Joel is going to be at least as good as he was last year. I love the PJ Tucker addition. I think DeAnthony Melton was a good pickup. I think even Montrezl Harrell was a really good backup center pickup. Lance says Raps will get the 6th seed. For me, that's tough, only because I don't think they would get the 6th seed. We talked about this recently. I just think there are the 6th seed is going to be hard to get in the East. And I think there could be a couple of more teams that can be better than the Raptors. 6th seed is probably at the highest. At the lowest is probably 8. Like I see them as a higher seeded play-in team. My MVP pick right now, Zanjo, is Joel Embiid. You can call it the homer pick, but that's my pick. All right. Where's the link that I had for the GM survey? All right, so let's get into what we're here for tonight. If you don't know, the NBA surveys their GMs every year before the season starts. It's an annual, just called the GM survey. They do questions from who do you think is going to be the MVP to who do you think is the best coach in out of timeout situations. They cover lots of different things. Who do you think is going to have a breakout season? There's, I want to say 50 questions in total. I don't know if we're going to get through all 50, but I do want to talk about most of these. I don't want to scroll through them. And if you're on TikTok, if you follow me on TikTok, if you're part of TikTok Live, if you want to see the survey in its whole and its entirety, come over to the YouTube stream, because we'll be doing it. I'll be sharing the screen and stuff like that. I can't do that through here, obviously. I did see that Through the Wire did theirs yesterday, Ant-Man, and I didn't watch that because I knew I wanted to do it today. So I'm going into this kind of blind. I'm very curious as to what the GMs have to say. And Zanjo, shameless plug, opinion on the ESPN Top 100 list. If you go back and rewatch last week's stream, it's called Top 10 Centers. Skip to at least probably around like the hour mark, unless you're curious what my centers are, and watch the whole stream. I'm not going to tell you to not watch the whole stream. But if you just want my opinions on like that top 100 list, skip to probably around the hour mark. That's where we started going through that. And I literally just give quick reactions to each player. Some I go in more in depth on than others. But overall, I think the ESPN list, when it comes to when it comes to making lists, just in general, a top 100 list is hard. I'll keep it a bean. Y'all probably never gonna see a top 100 list from me because top 100 lists are not easy to do. Like they're just difficult, and no one's gonna agree on everyone's top 100. But the ESPN list specifically was made up of 200 journalists, analysts, reporters, 200 people, and they took the averages from those 200 people, and that's how they made that list. So that's why you'll see, because some of the placement for some of these guys is honestly egregious. But if it's a polarizing player, or if it's a player who clearly people are split on, they might end up in some weird, funky spots that surprise a lot of people because some of it was very interesting. But overall, like, I didn't have no real beef with the ESPN list. I thought it was solid. No real beef, for real, for real. All right, let's get into this. The GM survey. Do I know any of the guys from the Deep Three? Why does that podcast name sound familiar? I don't know any of the guys personally, Connie, but it sounds familiar. I about to say, did I cuss just now? I mean, I'd be cussing in real life. I just try not to cuss on my content. That's just really the only thing. I just try to make it, I like content that you can watch without having to have headphones on. I'll say that. Like, I watch all types of content on YouTube, but I prefer content I could easily just be playing, especially if it's just talking basketball. You don't need to be having a whole bunch of cussing and carrying on when we're just talking about basketball. And that's the thing. Most of my audience doesn't really care. They've told me before, they're like, Hawk, we don't care. But I'm like, I want y'all to just be able to turn on one of my videos and your mom was there, or like your girl is there, or, you got your kids, whatever, whatever your age range is. I just want you to be able to watch it without having to explain what the heck you're watching. That's just me, though. And Joe, before we get started into the Johns, is LeBron a top 5 player going into this season? No. Going into? Probably not. Actually, if I'm basing off just off the players who played last season, I'd go Giannis, Luka would be in there, Joel and Nikola Jokic would be in there. I'd probably go back and forth between LeBron and KD and probably give this edge to Kevin Durant. So no, if I'm going off just the players who played last season, I wouldn't say LeBron is top 5. That's just me personally. But that's just me going based off of how people played last year. All right. Let's get into this GM survey. How long we been live for? Does it tell me? 17 minutes. All right. We had enough of an intro. Getting into the GM survey. So if you don't know, let's get a look at it. They're not overrated fulfillment. No. I was just trying to see. I'm assuming they asked every GM. Like, I feel like that's a safe assumption. Let me actually make this bigger so y'all can see it, because I can't see it. So I know y'all can't see it. Boop, boop. Is that better? Much better. All right. All right, let's get into the predictions. Which team will win the 2023 NBA Finals? 43% said the Bucks. 25% said the Warriors. 21% said the Clippers. The Celtics. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually pretty surprised that the Bucks are this high. And I don't think the Bucks are going to be bad. Please don't get me wrong and get that mistaken. I just think the Bucks, when you look at them, they are a team that's getting older year by year. Drew's getting another year older. Brook Lopez is getting another year older. But I think the growth and development of Bobby Portis makes the aging of Brook Lopez feel a little bit better, because Bobby Portis was hooping last season. I think he surprised a lot of people in the playoffs. Chris Middleton, when healthy, is still there. And to me, Giannis is still probably the best player on the planet. I'm not mad at the Bucks being the pick. I'm not mad at the Bucks being the pick. The Warriors going back to back. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. The Clippers make sense. Boston Celtics, I'm very curious to see when they did this survey, because if they did this survey after Ime's out, after Robert Williams is going to miss a little bit, after Danilo's going out for the season, I'd be very curious if the Boston Celtics were still number 4. Dang, last year Brooklyn had 72%. I mean, it made sense. Going into the season, it made sense, but that's crazy. This is facts. Zanjo says, I think this is the most competitive season since 2010. That's facts. Hey, my boy Rudy, what's good with you? Oh, hold on. Did that pop up? I feel like. Oh, I know why it didn't pop up. Hold on. Cause I'm like, why did that pop not? There we go. And then honestly, we're gonna do it on that too. All right, bet. You saying I should be in the top right, Rudy? Yeah, you ain't rocking the bottom right. We should do top right. I like bottom right because usually whatever I'm looking at is closer to the bottom right. Say what you think it is and then read it off. We could do that. I'm not mad at that. I mean, it's gonna be tougher because then I only can scroll like this. I saw the Eastern Conference rankings and I saw the Bucks start. I'm not listed off the whole rankings. I'm just curious to see what they did. But we can go back and forth, Ant-Man, and see who. I'll give my guess and then we'll go from there, Ant-Man. I really should put my circle in the top right though. I know that's not what we was talking about, but you know what I mean. This is what we here for. I'm just curious. All right. I gotta get used to this new setup. I'm feel like I'm all over the place because I got new screens in different spots because of the pop up, so I'm not used to it. All right, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. Boom, top right. We'll see. Top right. All right. Eastern Conference rankings: Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, Brooklyn, Miami, Cleveland. Once again, I'm very curious of when they asked because I don't know if I'd have Boston this high considering what they're going to be missing. But I'm not bad at Philly being here. Brooklyn being number 4 kind of makes sense to me. I don't have Brooklyn being a top 3 team personally. I think they still have a lot of stuff to figure out. Miami, Cleveland could switch for me. Well, now that I know that's how many, so I'll give you top 6 for the Western Conference. I'll give you what my top 6 are, and then we can go. That's funny. Les says, what about the Hawks? The Hawks are going to be a playing team at best, bro. I hate to break it to you, but the Hawks are a playing team at best. And I don't even mean that disrespectful. I really do mean that as in, you be for real. You think the Hawks are better than one of these 6 teams, Les? You think the Hawks are better than one of these 6? Like, that's tough. That's tough. Rudy says Simmons is going to be all NBA third and Depoy. Ben Simmons for me, I don't think if I'm Ben or if I'm the Nets just in general, I'm not trying to put a whole lot of pressure on him if to go out and get all NBA, go out and get a Depoy. I'm just telling him to play his game. And if playing his game gets him to all NBA or gets him to all defensive, I don't think he's gonna make all NBA, to be honest with you. I don't think he's on the offense for it. But I mean, if playing his game gets him to all defensive, like you just gotta make sure he's comfortable out there at this point. He's missed so much. He looked good in that first game, but I mean, it's preseason, so I'm not gassing it too much. But he did look good in that first game. Hawks top 5. I don't think they're better. I don't think they're better than these teams. Because honestly, yes, Lance, I'm putting the Raptors over the Hawks. And I don't know if I'm putting the Bulls over them just because they're going to miss Lonzo, and I think that's a big piece. But I think they might be on that same tier. Like the Hawks, we can look up in the Hawks are no exaggeration the 8th seed. And I'm not even trying to gas it. Ant-Man says Bucks, Sixers, Celtics, Cavs, Heat, Hawks, Raptors, Bulls. Makes sense. All right, my Western Conference teams, I would probably have to go. Dang, this is tough. My question is, do I think the Warriors are going to want to play full season? I'm going to go Warriors for 1 seed, Nuggets the 2 seed, Clippers the 3 seed, Suns probably going to drop to the 4 seed. I'm trying to think who else is all over there. Who am I missing? Mavericks, maybe 5. The power of Luka is crazy. Mavericks, maybe 5. And then I would go probably Minnesota 6. So what was that? What did I say? Warriors, Nuggets, Warriors, Nuggets, Clippers, Suns, Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves. Dang, I forgot about Memphis. So honestly, I'd probably put Memphis over Minnesota, and Minnesota, that makes Minnesota a playing team for me then. They got the Clippers, Golden State, Phoenix, Denver. Dang, Clippers number 1. I mean, I get the talent, but I just think they need time to mesh together. That's why I don't think they would be number 1. Golden State is copy and pasting the same thing. It's basically the same stuff they did last year. Phoenix is also copy and pasting basically the same stuff they did last year. Denver's got to not necessarily get new pieces, but just get healthy guys back and get used to playing with them again. Memphis is going to miss Jaren Jackson Jr. for literally 2 months. That's why I think they could drop a little bit. Dallas, I'm not mad at. So who's missing? Oh, they got the Lakers at 8 and New Orleans at 9? That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. New Orleans at 9 feels crazy to me, but I mean, looking at it, I can see why it makes sense. But New Orleans at 9, I don't even feel right saying that. I'd rather move the Lakers to 9 before I move New Orleans to 9. Like, that's how high I am on the New Orleans. Ant-Man says Nuggets 1, Clippers 2, Warriors, Pels, Mavs, Wolves, Grizzlies, Suns. That's what I'm saying. To me, I don't know. The Lakers, I think the Lakers are going to be a play-in team that makes the playoffs. That's my honest opinion. Because LeBron and Anthony Davis, if they're healthy for that play-in team, they're going to win you a game. And then the Lakers could honestly be dangerous in the playoffs because of LeBron and AD. But in terms of a full stretch of a season, I can see them being a play-in team. Clippers, Warriors, Grizz. I feel like that's high for the Grizz only because they're missing Jaren Jackson Jr. for the first 2 months, and I think they're going to lose a couple of games just because of that. Mavericks, Nuggets feels low to me. I'm not going to lie to you. Suns at 6 also feels low to me, but that might just be because I wouldn't have the Grizzlies there, so that's why they feel low to me. And I also probably would have both these teams over the Mavericks. I would have both the Suns and the Nuggets over the Mavericks. Wolves, 8, Pels, Kings, Blazers. A lot of people talking about the Chris Paul and the opportunity or potentially the process of him regressing. I don't think Chris Paul is going to regress that much, to be honest with you. I really don't. I know he looked horrible, and I do mean horrible in that Game 7. Well, he didn't necessarily look horrible, but I know he didn't look great at times in the playoffs last year. I get that, but I really don't think he's going to regress to the point of dropping that far out. I just his game isn't physical. Like, it's really not. What's my reason for the Suns being above the Mavericks after Game 7? Well, Game 7 isn't the whole season. That's my main, reason. The Mavericks might have beat the Suns in that Game 7. Yes, I agree. But that doesn't, to me at least, predicate what they're going to do for the entire season. That doesn't automatically make the Mavericks better than the Suns as a team. To me, it doesn't. I think more so the Suns just fell apart and weren't making their shots at all. Like, if you go back and watch that game, you didn't go back and watch the whole game. Just go to NBA.com, go to the box score for that game, and just watch the missed shots. They missed a lot of just open shots because they just weren't hitting shots, and the Mavericks made some tough ones. I'm not trying to take anything away from the Mavericks. The Mavericks had an amazing playoff run, but that playoff run doesn't automatically make the Mavericks better than the Suns for me personally. All right, let's look at some players. Who will win the 2023 MVP? I didn't mean to scroll that far because I was about to tell you. I'm going to tell you they're going to say Luka, which they did. My pick is Joel Embiid. So it's funny that this is the picture they chose. I told y'all going into this season, my pick is Joel. I'm not changing it. I'm standing 10 toes down. My pick is Joel. Giannis, Joel, Steph. I'm actually really surprised that Giannis is number 2 and Joel's number 3. It goes to show how good of the talent is that we have in the NBA. Dang, Kevin Durant was 37% last year. That surprises me considering Kevin Durant was on a super team, essentially. I feel like we can all agree that the Nets were a super team at the start of the season. I'm surprised people had Kevin Durant winning MVP. Like I just assumed they probably wouldn't give MVP to someone on the Nets, just personally. Zanjo says, "Where's Jokic?" I mean, honestly, I don't. The reason I don't think Jokic is here is because one, I don't think the NBA is going to give it to him. He'd have to. He couldn't have the same season he had this year and get it again. That's all I'm gonna say. He has to go crazy and within his own numbers. Because I know the Nuggets are going to win some games, but if the Nuggets are winning more games, and even if he's putting up the same numbers, I don't think they would give it to him because voter fatigue is a real thing. And I think voter fatigue is already a real thing amongst the GMs because as you can see, he didn't even make top 4. That's facts. Jokic won't win because of voter fatigue. If you were starting a franchise today, this is so weird looking at this way down here. If you were starting a franchise today and could sign any NBA player, who would it be? Honestly, I'm picking Giannis. I feel like they're going to pick Luka Doncic because he's younger, because of the upside, because of the potential. But if I'm starting a franchise today, I could pick anybody. I'm starting Giannis. He's only 27 years old. A lot of people telling me he's too old. He's not. He's probably, no exaggeration, got at least 4 more years of playing at this current prime that he's already in and could potentially even get better with development of like jump shots and things like that. I'm picking Giannis. I expect the GMs to have Luka though. Giannis was number 1 at 55%, but then there's Luka at 45. Like I said, I'm not surprised. What player forces what player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? I'd probably say that's Giannis as well. Steph. I guess that makes sense. I mean, Giannis is tied at number 2 at 14% alongside Jokic, and then Embiid and Luka have 7. But Steph overwhelming 52. That's on me. I should have realized that. That's on me. I would have thought Giannis because of how he plays and stuff. But I mean, literally, as soon as Steph crosses half court, you got to put a body on him, so it makes sense. Which player is most likely to have a breakout season? Breakout seasons are tough because it really depends what you call a breakout season. Like, I know some people are thinking Anthony Edwards for most improved player. He averaged 21 last year. I don't think he's going to get it. He's got to, for him to go from 21 to get MIP, he'd have to look up and he's averaging 27. I think, who's a guy who had an okay season and could play even better? I'm going to go with my guy, Keldon Johnson from the Spurs. He had a really solid season last year, but with there being literally no one on that team now, and they keep gutting that roster, keep, making it younger and younger, clearly going into tank mode. I don't know how it'll turn into winning, but numbers wise, I definitely could see him having a big jump numbers wise. Huh. Les says DeAndre Hunter. I'm not mad at that pick. I'm not mad at that. Banton who? Having a breakout season for sure. Who you talking about, right? Hey, what's good? Thanks for pulling up. Lance says, bro, I swear Portland is as good, if not better, than they were 5 years ago. They were like a top 5 seed. Now they're going to be fighting for a play, and that shows you how much talent is in both conferences. I do think Portland has gotten better. The thing with Portland is on paper, like if I pulled them up in 2K, I'm sure their current roster is better than maybe some previous rosters, especially like that 5 years ago team. And it's funny that you pick something like that because I think 5 years ago would have been like, what was that on? Who was on their wings? Like Harkless, and they had some not terrible wings, but I always felt that the Portland Trailblazers needed better wings. They finally have that with Jerami Grant, but they don't have it. My point is, it depends on how well Anthony Simons and Damian Lillard can play together, because I know Anthony played great last season, but that was also without Dame. So I don't know how good Anthony is going to be with the ball in his hands, like without the ball in his hands. Malachi is on that team, but I'm still going with Keldon Johnson. Okay. I wasn't thinking second year players, so they went Evan Mobley and Cade. Like I said, personally, I wasn't thinking second year players also receiving votes. If they went those two guys, they had to go with, I don't see Toronto Raptors rookie. I don't see Scotty Barnes on here, which surprised me. And maybe because he won rookie of the year, they're like, he's not going to break out. Evan Mobley, I think, will have a better year because he has just more playmaking around him with the addition of Donovan. But I don't know if I'd have a break. Like, I don't know if I consider, especially these two guys. This guy's been an all-star before. He averaged 21 last season. Unless they get in the MVP conversations and make all NBA first teams, I wouldn't consider them having a breakout year. That's just me, though. Oh, y'all went crazy in here. Yes. Aminu and Mo Harkless was the wings they made the conference finals, and they were good on defense. Yes, Al-Farouq Aminu and Mo Harkless were great defensively for them. And then they downgraded, traded them away, and I'm trying to remember the wings they had after them because they upgraded offensively, but they were not as good defensively. I like that Al-Farouq Aminu and Mo Harkless lineup that the Portland Trailblazers had a couple of years ago. They just couldn't do anything on offense. Yes, Scotty should be in here if there's Cade and Mobley there. Yo, this is wild. Wrecked. You have a feeling Ant ceiling is PG-13? I mean, that's multiple time All-NBA, multiple time All-Star, potential Hall of Famer, depending on how the rest of his career goes. That's not a bad ceiling. Like, to me at least, that's not a bad ceiling. Paul George is also one of my favorite players, but that's not a bad ceiling. All right, best point. This guessing from this ain't working. Hold on, let me see. Could I put something in front of this? Because this ain't it. Hold on, y'all. I'm not liking the way this is flowing. Maybe if I do boop, boop. Because it's too low. It's too low. Boop, boop, boop. How's this look? This look any better? No, because then when I scroll, it's still going to be there because it's going to pop to the top. Hey, Serge, what's good, man? How you doing? It's been a minute. I'm doing good. Happy to see you here. Hopefully, everything's going well with you. How's everything going? Best shooting guard in NBA. Look, I can't do this because I can already see that the Devin Booker is there. This is. I didn't think this through. I mean, I did, but I didn't at the same time. Best shooting guard in NBA, obviously Devin Booker. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm all for positionless basketball, and we can talk to the cows come home about positionless basketball. But if Luka is listed as a point guard, which that's his real position, obviously, why is Luka also considered in the shooting guard, and why is Steph also considered in the shooting guard? When Bradley Beal, James Harden, Jason Tatum got votes. Honestly, James Harden is a point guard now. These two guys aren't even shooting guards. Jason Tatum is a full. What is going on? Hey, I need him to drop what GM voted where, because these positions ain't it for some of these guys. Hey, we always appreciate the rewatch gang, Serge. I appreciate you. Dang, you think Trae Young's slightly overrated? I don't think Trae Young's overrated because, and the reason I don't think he's overrated is I think a lot of people get caught up in the very early Steph Curry comparisons. So they were expecting to literally see Steph Curry 2.0. And I don't think Trae is that. But Trae is an absolutely amazing playmaker. Now, Trae, and I've said it before, Trae's a walking top 10 offense. Trae is a walking top 10 offense. And Ant-Man, I'd take Trae over Ja. Call me crazy, but I'm taking Trae over Ja. If I had to just pick a point guard to start my roster with, I'm taking Trae over Ja Morant. No disrespect to Ja though. Best small forward in the NBA, considering they had Luka here, and considering I'm gonna say Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant should be a small forward, right? According to the GMs, if they going that way, I'd probably say Kevin Durant, or because I don't know if they'd put Kevin Durant, if Durant at the power forward where he should be. Kevin Durant or Kawhi, one of those guys. Best small forward in the NBA. Okay, Kevin Durant with 45 votes. Jason Tatum with 24. Luka, why are you here? LeBron at 10 surprises me over Kawhi at 3. I would have assumed it would at least been flopped. I expected LeBron to get some votes, but I thought Kawhi was actually going to be a lot higher. I thought it was going to be either KD or Kawhi. Best power forward in the NBA? Giannis, right? Okay. Giannis, LeBron, KD. Best center is going to be Jokic, and then Embiid, Karl-Anthony Towns, and then maybe Bam, then Rudy. Okay. I mean, I guess technically Giannis be playing center, but the man was power forward. Anyway, 79% surprises me though. But I mean, we know GMs love the numbers, and Luka has Jokic has all the cool numbers. That's no disrespect to his game, but Jokic also admittedly has all the cool numbers. Joe, you are correct. I have said Embiid is better than Jokic. When I did my top 10 centers based off of just last season, I put Embiid at number 1, and I still stand on that. I was just predicting what the GMs were going to say. Kawhi has been MIA, and maybe that's why he, fell so far down to 5th on this list, because maybe they weren't thinking about him. Maybe they forgot about him. But I mean, they gonna. I'm not saying they're gonna regret it, but he gonna show them this year. He gonna show them this year. Highest percentage of total votes. Hold on. Oh well. Highest percentage on total votes on position questions. Giannis got 18%. Steph got 18. Luka, okay, because some of these guys are multiple position. Honestly, I'm not mad at that, because he's the guy who I would have considered, the best player last year. And this guy just won Finals MVP. So I'm not mad at that. And that guy was the actual MVP, and everybody's ready to crown him. I guess it makes sense. I don't hate on Luka, but I do feel like the NBA was ready to crown him a little bit too fast. Like, people were saying he was going to be MVP at the beginning of last season before he really even did anything. Off-season moves. Which team made the best overall off-season moves this season? The best overall moves this season. So we got what the Cavs did. We got what the Timberwolves did. Low-key, we have my Sixers did, because we made multiple moves. The Hawks did make a move. He is saying the Cavs. Zanjo is saying the Cavs. Les is saying the Hawks. The best overall moves. See, the Cavs one is dope, but they only really made one move. The Timberwolves is dope, but they only made one move. The Hawks is dope. They only made one move. They're going to call me a homer if I say my Sixers, but I do really believe the Sixers probably, in terms of overall moves, they made a lot and they were really good. I'll give it to the Cavs, though. That's what I think the GMs would say. Because I know there's a question later that says what one move had the biggest impact, and I would say that's the Cavs move for the one move that had the biggest impact. But overall, I'm going to say the Cavs, then the Sixers. Cavs get 41%, Minnesota gets 17%, Philadelphia gets 17%, the Jazz get 17%. That makes sense. Because of the Cavs, we didn't see it coming. I'll give you that. We did not see the Cavs move coming at all. I seen that text from Woj, and I was like, wait, what? Actually, I think it was Shams who broke that first. True. But I'll be honest, I did not lose any sleep over these moves from the Hawks. I'll be honest. See, look, I'm scrolling too hard. Which one player acquisition will make the biggest impact? I already said it was going to be Donovan Mitchell, so I'm cool with that. Rudy Gobert, number 2, makes sense. Jalen Brunson getting some love and PJ getting some love. I'm actually low-key surprised at that. That's crazy. Last year was Last year was Kyle Lowry for which one player will have the biggest impact. And I mean, he had a big impact, just not in a good way. What's the most underrated player acquisition? I half saw it. I want to say Malcolm Brogdon, but I would also agree. Malcolm Brogdon is probably the most underrated player acquisition. And then next up underneath that, underrated is tough. Like, who went under the radar and I was like, oh, that's a really good move? Honestly, just the Malcolm Brogdon one comes to mind. Malcolm Brogdon, they sent PJ to the Clippers, John Wall to the Clippers, PJ to Philly, D'Anthony to Philly. To me, those weren't underrated because that's just because I'm a Sixers fan. Like, I knew people might listen, but I didn't think they would get that many votes. I thought the Malcolm Brogdon one was going to get a lot more votes. Also receiving votes was the Washington Wizards Denver Nuggets trade, moving KC and Monte Morris for Will Barton. Rudy Gobert, Jeremy Grant. Rudy Gobert was not underrated. Jeremy Grant, that was a good move. That could have made this list for me. Bojan to Detroit is low-key underrated. I just don't know. Detroit is weird to me. That move made me say, like, oh, are y'all trying to make a play-in spot? But there's no way y'all actually trying to make a play-in. Maybe y'all just trying to show Cade, like, we are willing to put good pieces around you. Which team will be the most improved in 21-22? Obviously, the Clippers, the Cavs, the Pelicans, the Timberwolves. What's the most surprising move all season? Got to be Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs. Okay, 43% from them. I was about to say, no, Rudy Gobert was number 1 to Minnesota. I guess that one, they were both tied as surprising. I just think this one had a better connotation, and immediately, a lot of question marks hyping around that Rudy Gobert trade. Yeah. I hope for your sake he has a good year, bro. At this point, I hope for your sake he has a good year. Rookies and international. Rookie of the year, I'm going to go Paolo, then Keegan Murray, Jabari Smith, but 79% Paolo. It makes sense. I'm actually surprised Jabari Smith is that far under Keegan Murray at 17, but with Chet out, I'd be very curious to see what this would look like if Chet was still here. Like how close it would be between Paolo and Chet. Which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? I'm still going to say Paolo. I love the upside of what Chet could be, but I think there's just a couple of more questions about how his game translates into the NBA. I think Paolo's ready to go right away. Okay, 31% for Paolo, 28% for Chet. Understandable. Jaden Ivey with 14, Jabari Smith with 14, Keegan Murray at 17. Rookie, the biggest steal where he got drafted. Well, since I already scrolled, that's who I would say. That pick, this Jalen Duren pick, Jalen Durian was huge. The Tari Eason pick was huge. I'm curious if, I was about to say, I'm curious if the Keegan Murray one is going to be mentioned. It is. Shout out to Malachi, you feel me? Since Rex in the chat talking about it. Who's the best international player in the NBA? Yo, Giannis. Oh, this is crazy. Luka over Jokic is crazy. This is how I know everybody just ready to crown Luka for everything, or at least he's just top of mind. Because especially if this was, like just fill in the blank, write it in. That really gets you to think, and you really do put your first answer that comes to your mind. But Giannis at 57 makes sense. Thanks. Brody on TikTok. Yeah, that's hilarious. TikTok only has 1 viewer now. I mean, it's smooth. The whole point of the TikTok live is literally to funnel people to the YouTube live. Like, that's why I want to say the title of the live was join the YouTube live. It's better. Like, it's a better experience over on YouTube. Best international player not in the NBA. Hey, yo, shout out to Nikola Mirotic. I know it's going to be Victor Wembanyama, but shout out to Nikola Mirotic. I want to say he was the MVP in his league last season. He low-key still can hoop. He's older, but he low key still can hoop. All right, that's his defense. Who is the best defensive player in the NBA? Giannis. And then Rudy. Actually, Giannis, then Rudy. Then maybe like a mix of Marcus Smart, Draymond Green, and Robert Williams. Yeah. Oh, okay. Giannis, Draymond got his respect. Rudy, then Bam, Drew, Kawhi, Ben Simmons, Wiggins. Oh, so no Clippers guys. I mean Celtics guys listed. That's surprising. Hey man, I watch a little bit of football. I mean, but nowhere near like I watch basketball. Like when I watch football, I'm just watching it for entertainment. It's countless times where I'm watching football and I couldn't even tell you the quarterback's name, let alone any other position. So I watch it because I enjoy it, but I don't really be paying attention to it like I pay attention to basketball. Guru, what's good? You ain't really missing nothing. We honestly just chilling. This is a chiller stream, especially compared to the last couple of weeks. With all the top fives and stuff and all the planning that went into this. Today we just, we vibing out. We going over this GM survey. I haven't looked at it at all. So, I'm giving my predictions as I go. And we just hanging out. It's a lot of Q&As happening, just interacting with chat. I be liking these types of streams. I don't know if they're as exciting to be a part of, but as the streamer himself, like I like answering questions and getting y'all opinions on stuff. The best perimeter defender in the NBA. It's gotta be Drew, right? Perimeter? Drew, Marcus Smart. Mikal Bridges could be up there too, because he was a finalist for Depoy. I'm gonna say Mikal or Drew, and Marcus Smart won it. Okay, all right. Kawhi still there. Mikal ended up getting it with 7% at the end. Honestly, I didn't think they was gonna put some respect on Marcus Smart's name. That's why I put him here. I didn't think they was gonna put respect on his name. My Twitter should be, it's just Hawks Hoops TW for Hawks Hoops Twitter, but it should be in the description of the live stream. All my socials are usually in the description of everything. Or they're in if you follow me on a different platform, click the link tree that's in my bios. You'll find all my socials on there too. That's also where you'll find the link to the Discord if you ever wanted to join the Discord. We talked about that at the top of the stream, Guru. Yes, the Suns are cooked. Yes, the Suns did lose that game, but no, I don't think they're cooked. I just think they didn't come out ready to play a basketball game. Best interior defender. I'm going Bam. Y'all know me. I'm standing 10 toes down on Bam. Now, do I think they're going to respect him as much? I don't know, but I'm going Bam. I mean, Rudy. So I meant. I didn't mean Bam. I meant Rudy. Rudy Gobert, 83. Giannis, 10. Draymond. Okay, that makes sense. I actually love the fact that Rudy actually went up from 77 to 83. The most versatile defender? Ben Simmons? Bam? Who did Bam say in that quote the other day? He said the only guys who can guard 1 through 5 is like him, Ben, and I want to think he said Giannis, but he forgot somebody. Everybody was saying he forgot somebody. Who did they say he forgot? Jordan, what's good? Thanks for pulling up to the stream. How y'all doing? Oh, y'all did pull up. Y'all not necessarily late. So we moved the stream up. Guru and then Jordan, I'm just letting y'all know because y'all might not have seen my announcement because y'all know I'll be announcing stuff late. But we moved the stream up to 7 p.m. Eastern for 2 reasons. One, I mean, we got a lot of feedback from that, especially in the Discord last week. A lot of people was asking me to move it up. A lot of the non-East Coast guys, and especially a lot of the guys who watch in, I guess it would be Europe, asked to move it up because everybody else, or East Coast guys, like a lot of East Coast guys are asking me to move it up because by the time the stream ends, it's either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and people's like, yo, that's too late. Which I get. We'll play around with it. We're going to do 7 for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully the word gets out and people start pulling up, but we cool with 7 for right now. So yeah, most versatile defender. Actually, the real Peel, the real P shooter on TikTok put some good ones in there. Time Lord, Ben Simmons, PG, Kawhi should be there. For versatile, I'm going Bam, Giannis, Ben Simmons. I don't know if that's the order, but I'm going with that. Giannis, Draymond Green, and then Bam. I'm cool with that. It's funny because when I think of versatile defenders, like I'm just looking at this: Giannis, Draymond, and Bam. Also receiving votes was Mikal, Paul George, Jaren Jackson Jr. I think is actually a really, really good pick. Kawhi, Pascal, and Ben. Some guys will say they can guard 1 through 5. I don't think truly there's a guy in the NBA that can really guard 1 through 5. And because what I mean by that is you're either too big to be able to really guard a 1, and I would say that's Giannis, Bam, even Draymond. They're too big to really guard a 1. Like, I'm just even saying like an above average starting caliber 1. I don't know if I really trust them to guard that 1. But then you got other guys that are probably too small to really guard a 5. Mikal Bridges, depending on the 5, Paul George, Kawhi even. I just think it's interesting when we talk about versatile. I think the really good versatile defenders should probably guard 4 positions. I don't know if they're guarding 5. And Ant-Man says Ben can guard 1 through 5. I think I use maybe I need to loosen up my reins on what I say when I say guard. Because when I'm saying guard, I'm thinking like, maybe not locked down, but like really guard. And I don't know if Ben Simmons is really guarding centers like that. We'll see because he's gonna probably have to play a lot of center coming into this season. But I don't know if he's really guarding centers like that. Bam, Ben, and Evan Mobley 1 through 5 from Zanjo. Like I said, it really could just be because me thinking guard is maybe I need to loosen up. Can they do it and stay in front of that person a little bit? Maybe. Will they possibly still get scored on? Sure. But if you're just saying guard as in they can be there, then I guess I can give you that. Which is the best defensive team in the NBA? The Celtics, the Bucks, the Heat. Celtics, Bucks, Heat. Celtics, Bucks, Heat. Golden State Warriors coming at number 10. I'm not gonna hold you. That surprises me. Their defense is a lot of team defense, so I get it. And Draymond Green is there to solidify it up at the center and do a lot of the other stuff. But that surprises me. Also, the Clippers from Ajorn. That makes sense as well. Not mad at that. All right, let's get into coaches. How much is left? All right, I don't think there's that much left. Best head coach in the NBA. I'm going Eric Spoelstra. I think Eric Spoelstra has won this the last couple of years. Oh, that is hilarious. NBA GMs have Eric Spoelstra as the best head coach for the past 3 seasons, so I'm assuming they did it. Would that be now 4 years in a row? It makes perfect sense, and I don't think he gets the love he deserves. I think Monty Williams should have won it last year. Well, Monty Williams should have won it in the 2021-20. Monty Williams should have won it in the 2020-2021 season. So then Eric Spoelstra could win it in the 2021-2022 season. But I want to say they gave it to... Who did they give it to the year Monty should have won it? I can't remember off the top of my head. Did they give it to Hawks coach? No, they didn't give it to the Hawks coach, did they? Now we got to look this up. 2021, 2020, 2021 NBA coach. They gave it to Thibodeau that year. Thank you. All right. Yeah. They gave it to Thibodeau that year. You saved me from looking that up. But yeah, the year Tibbs won it is the year I think Monty Williams should have won it, which would have allowed Eric Spoelstra to win it last year. Because what Eric Spoelstra was able to do with all these people getting in and out of injuries, with Bam missing like almost all of November and December, they were still winning games. People in and out of the lineup, Kyle Lowry not playing the way they wanted him to, or even looking in shape at all coming into the season. Does Eric Spoelstra have any coach of the years? Like, he deserves them if he doesn't. Let's go Basketball Reference. Hopefully it shows me right at the top. Eric. How does Eric supposed to pronounce his name? Not with a K. I'm like, how does he pronounce his name? No. I don't think he has a coach of the year. Let me just see Greg Popovich just to see, because I know he got. Oh, awards are at the bottom. Coach of the month, coach of the month, coach of the month. He got the coach of the year awarded from the Coaches Association. I don't know if that considers the real one. And he made the 15 greatest coaches in NBA history, which is dope. Oh, that's the one that Doc Rivers also made. We're just getting sidetracked, and I hated that list because Doc was on it. I could tell you Pop has one. Nah, Pop won it in 2012. He won it in 2014, and he won it in 2003. Yeah, so Pop has. I was about to say, I know Pop got Coaches of the Year. The Suns are shaking in their boots when they have to play a team faced by an international player. They're gonna be all right though. Who was you saying is gonna go 74-8 wrecked? All right, back to the list. We're all over the place. Best head coach, Eric Spoelstra, obviously. Which head coach is the best manager, motivator of people, since we're already here? Steve Kerr makes sense. Monty Williams being here is absolutely hilarious considering what's going on between him and DeAndre Ayton right now. Eric Spoelstra is smooth. Greg Popovich makes sense. Tyronn Lue, okay. Oh my gosh, I hate this scroll wheel. Which head coach makes the best in-game adjustments? It's funny because I probably would have said Ty Lue. In-game adjustments, Ty Lue, Spoelstra, Monty, Nick Nurse. Shout out to Nick Nurse. Rick Carlisle got some picks. Chris Finch from Minnesota got some picks. Jason Kidd got some picks. That makes sense. Head coach runs the best offense. This has got to be the Warriors, right? It's got to be Steve Kerr. It's got to be Steve Kerr. Has the best defensive schemes. Spoelstra. Ty Lue probably is in here. And Spoelstra, Ty Lue. I'm just saying Spoelstra and Ty Lue. Eric Spoelstra, Nick Nurse, Ty Lue. Hold on. So when asked who's the best coach, Nick Nurse's name isn't mentioned at all. But he got second. He got 17% for in-game adjustments, 7% for best offense, 31% for best defensive schemes. I don't know. That sounds like one of the best coaches in the league to me, in just my opinion, though. You can't take back your take now. It's already in the video. I don't know if I just think his numbers are going to be very similar to what they were already. Because he has less offensive firepower on his team now with Miles Bridges being gone to, I guess, get any defensive attention off of him. Like, he has all the defensive attention right now, so I don't know. The Hornets, oh, excuse me, that's a big yawn coming. The Hornets are not going to win a lot of games, though. I'll tell you that for free. Ethan, the Celtics aren't looking good. I mean, it's not that they're looking bad. They're just not looking as good as I think we had all hoped and expected them to. Not gonna lie, December 2021 Bulls period when DeMar shot 2 consecutive game winners such as from. That's facts. This is facts. I think I was just talking about this moment in a video recently. I don't know if it was this week, last week, or where. Could have been on stream, but we was definitely just talking about this. Um, yeah, if the Hornets want to, if the Hornets do want to tank, this is their first step. They got to trade Cherry Rozier. They got to trade Gordon Hayward for picks. Until they do that, they're not really in full tank mode, to me at least. All right. Which new or relocated head coach will make the biggest impact? Darvin Ham makes sense. Once again, we scrolling too far. Best assistant? Hey, Kenny Atkinson for Golden State Warriors. And that's the only guy I know off the top of my head from just looking. I did know Sam Cassell was in Philly. The rest of these assistants, I don't know. The thing is about the Hornets, I don't even know if they are going to tank or have to tank Guru. I just think that if they don't tank, they're in a very weird spot. They're just in a very, very weird spot. They're not good enough, I think, to try to go all in. I liked what they were building. Miles Bridges just messed it all up. Like, I liked what they were building, but what are you even saying about the Kings? What did you even say about the Kings, Rudy? Skipping over our messages. Oh, you talking about this? Jump from 14 to some on money laundering. I give away 8 of my children. Yeah, I skipped that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I skipped that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all can't see because this is my problem with y'all Kings fans. Y'all can't be excited and try to win the lottery in one breath, but in the next breath, y'all talking about some y'all trying to make the playoffs. You can't make the playoffs and win the lottery, bro. You got to choose one. Y'all either gonna be trying to make the playoffs or y'all tanking for Victor. You feel me? You can't have best of both worlds, Kings fans. Which active player will make the best head coach someday? Chris Paul makes 100% sense. Garrett Temple is a nice surprise, to be honest with you. CJ makes sense to me as well. I would not try to play on Patrick Beverly's team. Malcolm Brogdon, Brunson, Mike Conley, Delly. Also want to point out that so far most of these guys are guards, or at least playmaking guards. Andre Iguodala kind of makes sense. Kyle Lowry kind of makes sense. TJ McConnell's a surprise. Patty Mills, okay. Rondo, okay. Excuse me. Ish Smith is a big surprise as well. Draymond was on here, yep. The thing is, for me, when it comes to fans talking about something they want to tank for Victor Wembanyama, unless y'all got as many picks as the Thunder or as many picks as the Jazz, or like you need a lot of picks and a lot of assets, because whoever does get him, if they don't want him, say if you're a team that already has a big, or you're already happy with your front court, which I mean, if you're a tanking team, I don't know how you could not want him on your team. Like unless you're a team that just has a lot of, because I don't see a team trading up that number one pick for something else. I just don't. So that's why I'm like, it'd be cool if Victor was on a lot of teams, but honestly, I'm not really going to do much speculating, at least until I see like what teams are obviously at the bottom of the conference, because I don't like, say the Pacers. I'm trying to think of a team that's going to be really bad. Say the Pacers or like the Rockets or like the Thunder end up with the number one pick. Why would they trade that away? Like, what assets can you give to somebody to trade away the number two or even the number one tip, the two pick? Because we just saw Scoot 2 last night, and Scoot Henderson is also looking crazy nice. So if I'm either of those teams, I'm not trading away the number one or the number two pick. So a low-key don't matter what you have. That's just me personally. Who do you think will get first pick? I have no idea. I truly have no idea. Because even if you're the worst team, you might not get the number one pick. Like the teams I think they're going to be towards the bottom are like the Rockets, the Mavericks. I mean, excuse me, the Magic, the Rockets. I don't want to say the Pacers, but I'm thinking the Pacers. Who else was really bad in the Eastern Conference last year? The Hornets are probably gonna be towards the bottom. It's a couple of bottom tier teams that I'm like, eh. Adjourn what? If it's Celtics Warriors finals, Lana gonna be in the stands for Blake and Poole gonna drop 60. I saw this whole Lana Rhodes thing with her baby. I'm gonna leave it at that, but I just thought it was interesting. Miscellaneous. Which team was the most fun to watch? Golden State Warriors, of course. I'm surprised the Memphis Grizzlies actually aren't a little bit higher. Is there any more interesting ones in here? Best home court advantage is Toronto Raptors. That makes perfect sense because other team franchises are not challenging Toronto to try to pack out their stadium. Boston makes sense. Denver makes sense because it's, that elevation. Do they still play elevation? Growing up, I don't know. I gotta look and see if the Denver Nuggets actually moved their arena since I remember this random fun fact growing up. The Nuggets arena actually did used to be like a mile in the sky, so they call it a mile high arena because it was on top of a mountain or at least elevated. I don't know. And people would say that the air is actually harder to breathe. Like players used to say that all the time. I don't know if that's still the case, but Mac Daddy NBA, I'm streaming on YouTube right now. Since you asked, they did not say it's supposed to say it on here. I haven't streamed on TikTok in so long that I might not even did that right to let people know where they can watch the full stream. But the full stream is on YouTube. Oh, tired of hearing the word Kings. I'm not tired of hearing the Kings. I just think Kings is probably the one of the most vocal fan bases for a team that ain't really won nothing in a long time. That's all. Which teams have the league's most efficient offense? Okay, they getting in the thick of the weed, the stuff I really don't care about. I ain't gonna hold you. Which team's level success is toughest to predict? Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Most promising young core, Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. Most athletic, I would have went Giannis still. I'm not mad at the Ja Morant. I mean, 38 to 31%. I'm not tripping over that, but I still would have went Giannis. Anthony Edwards getting a lot of potential in there as well. Zion being a little low is understandable if he considering we don't know what his injuries history is looking like. And LeBron James is number 3. Hey, Rage, what's good with you? Thanks for pulling up to the stream. They said the Heat are the 5th seed. I'm not mad at that. I told y'all I'm not high on the Heat because they ain't do nothing this offseason. The Heat just sat on their hands all offseason, bro. I have to wait. Why would I not be wearing pants, Rudy? Rudy, why would I not be wearing pants? Yes, I'm wearing pants, Rudy. I'm gonna tell you why it does matter if y'all didn't do anything, Rage. At least to me, why it matters. Right? The Miami Heat, in theory, are y'all still a really, 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 really good team? Yes. Yes, you really are. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect y'all at all. I think Donovan Mitchell coming over to the East is huge for the Cavs, though, bro. I'm not standing up. You're not gonna get no proof. I think Donovan Mitchell coming over to the Cavs is huge. I do think what the Sixers did makes the Sixers better than the Heat. Call me, a hater. Call me a homer or whatever. I'm already putting the Bucks over you guys. That's 3 teams right there, right? And then you get in a conversation about the Boston Celtics. A lot of ifs there, ifs, ands, or buts. I've talked about them before. The Nets is some ifs, ands, or buts. I've talked about them before. Your offense improves, but your defense don't. Your offense improves, but your defense don't. And y'all hang your hat on defense. Your offense ain't great regardless. With or without PJ, the Heat offense ain't great. The Heat offense is what can Jimmy do, and then can Bam help out too? If Bam can step up and prove me wrong, then that'd be great. But I don't know, man. And that's what I think they're hoping on. They're wanting Depot, Hero, and Bam to improve. And if they do, that's great. If they don't, dang, y'all should have went out and got something. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I get in theory what it is, because I've been saying it all summer. Like, I get it. In theory, those guys are going to improve. Bam, Hero, heck, Gabe Vincent is going to get better still. Kyle Lowry is going to come back in shape. Like, I get it in theory. We just need to see it. That's all. Ain't nobody forget Bam is still young. He definitely can make leaps. I'm just curious to see it, bro. And I'm not mad at that. Excuse me. I'm not mad at that. I think they're very, very close teams. I'd had the Sixers a step above the Heat, but if you got the Heat above the Sixers, I ain't mad about it. Wait, who you talk about, Rio? That just got a contract. I did see that game where he hit that three. I don't know how many threes he shot that game, but I did see him make a three in that preseason game that the Miami Heat played the other day. Clearly, Rage is a Heat fan. I didn't know Rage was this big as a Heat fan. Clearly, Rage is a Heat fan. He's triggered by this. All right. I think we're done with this. Best pure shooter, fastest with the ball, moving without the ball, best passer, leader, versatile. I don't know. All right. I'm done with this. Oh, that is facts. I forgot Tyler did get his bread. And there's the running joke that once a player gets his bread, they go crazy in that contract year, get that extension, and be like, yeesh. That's exactly what happened to Duncan Robinson. I think we might be out of here, though. Unless y'all got something else I wanted to talk about. I covered everything I wanted to do. I really just want to look at this survey with y'all, tap in with y'all, see what y'all saying. I'll have some more stuff planned out for next week. And I'll probably actually have some more cohesive thoughts on certain teams that I really want to talk about after watching more preseason games. I haven't seen every preseason game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've actually only watched in its entirety. I watched the Sixers game. I watched Zion's debut. And I'm actually missed this second Sixers game. The game I actually wanted to see because we was rocking with y'all, but that's all right. Because Joel Embiid and James Harden didn't even play in the first Sixers game. So I haven't seen a lot of teams. So I don't have a lot of real concrete thoughts on certain teams. But next week we'll definitely have a lot more thoughts because I guarantee I'll have seen more games. Random question, Ant-Man Burner, but I am 28. He still got better defense, better bench, better coach. The Sixers bench actually got a whole lot better. I'm not saying that Sixers bench is better than the Heat's. I'd have to think about that, to be honest with you, because outside of Tyler Hero, who y'all bringing off the bench? Wait a minute. Outside of Tyler Hero, who y'all even bringing off the bench? So I don't know if I'm giving y'all the better bench. Because the Anthony Melton was a huge pickup for us. We talked about the PJ Tucker signing before. I thought Montrez was really good for us. Like, we improved our bench without losing some of the guys that we already were bringing off the bench. So I think we added a lot of depth. The better coach, I'll give you. Better offense, I'm taking the Sixers offense over the Miami Heat offense. I don't even know. I can pull up last year's numbers to be real. I don't want to do all of this. I don't want to feel like I'm just out here defending my Sixers. But I would take the Sixers offense over Rage, but I feel you. Victor Omelo, shots at Hornets would make me so happy. What is this? Curry with Simmons 3-pointer or LeBron with Udonis' athleticism? Y'all must not know about, you talking about old Udonis. Young Udonis was actually pretty athletic, so I'm taking that. I'm taking LeBron with Udonis' athleticism. Damon Harden is tough considering both of those guys. Dame, we didn't really see it all last year. And I'm under the belief that Harden was still playing with like not a, I don't want to use the word injury, but not 100%. That's tough though. I'd say Harden's the better playmaker, and Dame's the better scorer right now. So I guess if it depends what you would want, I'd probably go Dame though. Considering what I'm thinking, if Dame come back how he did before his abdominal injury, I'd go Dame. Because I don't think Harden's going to ever get back to Houston Harden. I just don't think that's possible. Jordan, if you say, I don't think it's necessarily biased. If somebody said Harden, it wasn't biased. I hate the fact that Harden is the Sixer now because I don't want to call myself a Harden fan, but I've always like respected his game. And every time I feel like if I compliment Harden anytime this season, someone's gonna call me biased. But it's all right because I'm already used to it with Joel. Hey, I don't. I'll get to it eventually. I haven't made a Sixers preview at all. It might be a couple of teams that I want to talk about more in depth that might get their own designated video. A lot of the random videos is probably going to just end up on stream, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. But eventually, we might get to the point where we're doing some designated stuff as a video for it. Hey, I ain't want to say it. I ain't want to say it, Rudy. But I mean, you feel me? Y'all gotta chill. Like if I say Matisse is one of the best perimeter defenders, y'all gonna call me biased too. You know what I mean? But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. All right. Any last thing before we get up out of here? We've been live for about an hour and a half. Once again, if you came in late, it's because the stream now starts at 7 instead of 8. We're gonna rock this for a couple of weeks. We'll see how it does. I'll admit, I did see an influx of people show up right around 8 o'clock because from 7 to 8, it was like 3 of us in here. Now at one point we was at 10, now we're at 8. So I get the whole, back and forth, but yeah, Rage said he thought it was 8. I figure a lot of people think it was 8. I mean, we did 8 for a year, but everybody in Discord said they want to try 7. So we're gonna go ahead and try 7 moving forward. So I'll see y'all next week, 7 o'clock Eastern. All right, now y'all just talking crazy. Joel flops. Harden should be working at Arby's. Matisse is the worst offensive player in the league. I ain't say nothing about Matisse's offense. I said he's one of the best defensive players in the league. I ain't say nothing about his offense. I know what he can do offensively. It ain't much. Danny Green not even on our team no more, so you just chatting, bro. Look, that's how I know you just a hater. That's how I know you hate, not just a hater, but that's how I know you hating. Is Danny Green not even on our team? We traded him away to get D'Anthony Melton. Come on now, keep up. A Canadian Nets fan? I ain't gonna hold you. That sounds disgusting. A Canadian Nets fan? You Canadian ain't even pick the Raptors? And you talk about my Sixers? Come on now. You ain't even rocking with your own Raptors. What makes you say Sixers have 2 years with their core? The core of this team is Joel Embiid, but that's just me. You feel me? The core of the team is Joel Embiid. So Joel's what, 27, 28? Somewhere around there. The core isn't Joel and Harden. Harden might just be a mercenary that could potentially get us the chip. And if he decides to stay, he decides to stay. If he decides to go, we retool and keep building around Joel. That's our core. Joel is 33. I'm dead. Exactly. Green on the Grizz. Man talking about some Danny and Green is on the Grizz. But it's all right. It's okay to hate the Sixers. We're used to it. Oh, you must be from North Jersey then, Rudy. If you're a Nets fan, you're definitely from North Jersey. I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way. I'm just assuming you're probably from North Jersey. Most South Jersey people is Sixers fans. Oh, Unlimited put some trades in the Discord. Let's see. We can pull them up real quick. The Hawks series is such a point of contention with Sixers fans that it's just like, I mean, I get it, but it is at this point. I'm almost like, it is what it is, bro. We folded. I can't tell you what else. We just folded. Let's see. Trade ideas. Unlimited said he dropped some trades. Now y'all know I don't do trades. Unlimited. Y'all know I don't be knowing about no trades. Who's better, Trey or Ja? We talked about this. I don't know who's better, but if you ask me who I would like to start my team initially, I'm going with Trey. Love Jim Bean. This is actually something I want to talk about. I think John Wall is actually going to be pretty solid. I don't think they need him to do a whole lot of scoring, so I don't think he's going to do a lot of scoring. I think he's going to just be able to pass the ball a lot, be a really good playmaker. When he's in with that second unit, turn it up offensively and try to get his own bucket a little bit more. I'm really excited to see John Wall play, though. John Wall is one of the guys I kind of grew up watching. Like when I started watching basketball, not started, but like I remember watching him when he was really hitting his stride. Oh, did the camera just freeze? It sure did. Because I unplugged it. I remember watching him when he was really getting it going. And for the Wizards, hold on, the camera's still black. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. I remember when he, started winning his All-Stars and stuff with the Wizards, and then injury happened. I'm just excited to see him back. Like, I don't know how to explain it. John Wall was like a phenomenon to people my age. All right, let's look at these trades Unlimited's talking about in here. If you're not in the Discord, this is an opportunity, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You got to join the Discord to be a part of this stuff. Unlimited, were you just making Hawks trades? Was that what's going on here? Hornets to do this, but they're trying to make the play in. I mean, Hornets trades to get Jakob Poeltl. Give up 2 seconds. I mean, if the Spurs want to continue to go all in terms of tanking, sure. The only thing reason they might not want to do this, Kai Jones, James Bouknight. I know those are younger guys, but they still have years left in our contract, but not for a lot of money, so maybe. Wait a minute. What is this? What's this first team? Are the Jazz the first team? Brook Lopez, Malik Beasley to the Jazz. The Bucks get Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Oubre. And I'm guessing the Jazz get Plumlee, Grayson, Cody, 2 firsts. And they just had to give up Clarkson and Beasley. Clarkson and Beasley for 2 firsts. And I'm not mad at this, but then I'm like, who's going to be their center? If you're trading Plumlee, I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, Unlimited. But like y'all know, I'm not necessarily a trades guy. What are you saying? General has a video in it? Oh, you about to wild out. Hold on, let me, just in case, because y'all be going crazy in here sometimes. Let me look and see what it says before I put this on my YouTube channel.
And any one of these little melody fools can get it. Even that little fool at the desk.
Oh, you're tripping. You're tripping. You're tripping. You're tripping. You're tripping, wrecked. No, I did not see a DM. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. All right. I feel like I'm rambling. We're all over the place. I'm getting out of here. I don't know how I feel about today's stream. I hope y'all had a good time. I don't know. It didn't necessarily go the way I wanted it to go, but some streams do, some teams don't. Malachi win it. I'm surprised with 25 on 5 seasons. Hey, you gonna make me watch some Spurs games because outside of you, I don't even know who the heck Malachi Branham is. I haven't looked at any of his college stuff. I don't know if I couldn't even tell if the Spurs have played in the preseason yet. So if they have, I haven't seen them. I didn't watch him in Summer League. But we'll see how he performs. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next week at 7 p.m. Eastern. Later, y'all. Peace.